Good morning, DSUSD community. This is Sean Webb, your Director of Community Engagement and the Foundation. I'm on the campus over at Indio High School and visiting with some my old mentor and friend, a colleague that I worked with for many years, Derek Lawson. We're going to go ahead and bring him on screen here after I just give you a little highlight. From what I understand with their meal distributions, they've been doing anywhere from 700 to up to 1,000 every Monday and Wednesday. So to make sure that people are aware that you can come here at Indio High School every Monday and Wednesday between 7 to 9:30 to grab your meals. But let's go ahead and we're going to bring on Mr. Lawson. I see he's working in his office, and let me bring him on screen here with us. Good morning, Mr. Lawson. How are you doing?
I'm good. Let me remove my... Did this because when I went on live, I want to remind everyone, wear that mask. I would love it if it's a Raja mask, of course, but you know, when you're out and about, everyone, let's keep each other safe. So wear that mask. But good to see you this morning, sir. It's good. You've been here before as well, covering our lunch meal distribution, and I'm really proud of that. Our ladies have worked really hard because we're feeding the largest amount of all the 34 schools. We feed anywhere from 700 to 1,200, depending on the day and how many families. It's just been amazing what they've been able to do.
Yeah, I talked to Maggie and her team out here. They're just doing a fantastic job. And just so you know, I've actually taken a time-lapse video since I got here, so I'll share that with you because I know you do the Russia report. I know your families would love to see that.
Yeah, I just finished the daily broadcast. You know, during the school year, my kids, we have a program called Impact, which is a career technical education program where students learn the film industry, broadcasting, graphic arts, design, all of those skills, and they create a broadcast. Well, since they can't be here physically, they're still doing one on Fridays, and I send them stuff to put it together, and they work on it remotely. But Monday through Thursday, I wanted to keep that connection with the kids so that we didn't lose it. So I do the broadcast every morning, and so I get here early and put that together and have a lot of fun with it. And then just while you're out there, just want to give a quick shout out. As you can see, I'm wearing my Indio High School Pride of the Desert band shirt because this is CamFest week. And
that's right.
So I'm trying to wear, I have a shirt for most of my arts programs. You know, we have a choir, we have band, a theater program. So I'm trying to wear and show my support for each of our groups. Even though we can't be at the tennis gardens with an all-day Saturday event like we did in the past.
Right.
But they participated in the evening shows that are being put out right now on social media on those clips. And so I just wanted to give my band a shout out.
Well, thank you very much for giving us a shout out there. No, the videos have been great. Last night we just had our dance one. We have a next one coming on at 6 o'clock tonight. And I also want to give your band a shout out. You guys just were a recipient of a $5,000 grant from the Palm Springs Philharmonic. So congratulations for that.
Yeah, we're excited awesome. Because our feeder schools, you know, Jefferson Middle and Indio Middle have done such a phenomenal job of building their band programs, and then that feeds into ours. And over the last 4 years, we have gone from under 100 to like 140 band members. We are huge. I think we might be the largest of the 4 band programs at the moment just because of the amount of seniors that graduated and the amount of freshmen coming in. So between La Quinta and Indio, we tend to go back and forth. Our shadow and Indio on the size of our bands, but ours has consistently grown the last couple of years because those 2 middle schools have really worked hard on their music program, and that's been wonderful for us. We grew so much that we had to go out and buy new uniforms. We had to raise funds, and CV Trust really helped. They helped sponsor one of the fireworks booths so that we could work on that for the band. And we ended up, because our uniforms were, I hate to tell you how old they were, because the band uniforms here were the ones that I helped purchase when I was the band booster president way back when my daughter was a senior.
Oh, this is back when your daughter was a senior here.
Yeah, we bought the uniforms. I was fundraising then as the band booster president. So these uniforms were probably, no, my heavens, 15 years old. And, you know, they just, imagine wearing a pair of pants or a shirt for 15 years. You can tell they fray and frazzle.
Right. No, I tell you, Mr. Lawson, I was working for you as an assistant principal when you were doing that. So I know it's about 15 years to the day that you were doing that. So I'm glad that you guys were able to do so. And I talked to the Palm Springs Philharmonic. They told me you guys did it to purchase instruments. I think it's fantastic that you're building your band and making it
Yep.
even larger and more available for your students to participate in.
Well, and what that Philharmonic helps us, there's some instruments, if you're going to play a flute, clarinet, saxophone, the cost is not price prohibitive. But for kids who, and of course, this is my favorite because my daughter played it, the tuba. Well, when you talk about a tuba, you don't have as many in an orchestra or a band of the tuba as you would clarinet. But the cost for those and the size, you can take your clarinet back and forth home for to practice on. But let me tell you, lugging a tuba home every night, with your backpack and your books, not going to happen. So that means for some of those large instruments or specialties like the oboe, the bassoon, the tuba, some of those larger ones, or even some of the special percussion instruments, there is no way for kids to participate with those unless we have help because they are so large or so expensive. And so when Philharmonic and some of these groups that have reached out across our valley have done so, I know Barry Manilow does a concert every year at the McCallum where he does the same thing. And there's so many groups in the valley that support music and the arts. That's what helps us to purchase those large instruments. So some of our kids that want to specialize can have that opportunity. I was a recipient of that. My daughter played tuba and we didn't have to tote that thing back and forth. We had one at home and one at school.
Well, I also knew that you had a minivan just for that purpose too.
Yeah, that's why I bought the minivan, because the first couple of years we had to tote that thing back and forth, and oh my heavens, that's where I gained a lot of muscle. The only problem is during this pandemic, all my muscles sort of dropped.
Well, you're welcome to come join me in my morning hikes anytime, Mr. Lawson. You know that. That would be great.
Well, my wife and I have been going out and hiking every weekend at the Coachella Preserve, and I want to encourage people to do so. Wear your mask, go out to the preserve. There's usually about 30 or 40 cars out there. And, there's some very easy, mild hikes. There's some moderate ones. And then there's, of course, a couple of really challenging ones. But it's a great place to go out and get your exercise, get some fresh air, see our natural wildlife, get a beautiful vista of the valley, and learn a little bit about the culture and climate of the Coachella Valley. I went out last weekend, and one of our retired teachers that I think you might have worked with when you first began at Palm Desert, Harlan Walker.
Oh, yes, definitely. I know Mr. Walker.
He was a teacher at Indio when I was a student here, taught in the English department. Then he moved to Palm Desert before he retired. Well, now he's one of the docent rangers out there, which surprised me. We're out there walking. We go up to the pond, the Simone's Pond at the end of one of the walks, and he's out there teaching and telling people about the whole ecosystem. And it's like, I know him. And it was kind of cool. So
once a teacher, always a teacher. You got to love that.
Yeah,
gotta love that. So, Mr. Lawson, I hate to put you on the spot, but I just saw your administrative assistant just take a guest teacher to the classroom, and I know that we have substitutes coming on campus. Maybe if you could help share what that process is when we do have a guest teacher.
Well, and rather than the classroom, she's on her way over to the library building. We have a couple of small. We have a counter space, an L-shaped counter space that was previously set up for students that don't have printers. During the year they go in and they'll print assignments or print some of their projects when they do a special project. So we've set up a couple of spaces in our career center upstairs and a couple that are in the library, places that are wide open, large, and we can have a computer and put plexiglass and have kind of a reserved area. But if I have a teacher that's out, then I'm able to have the guest teacher come, and we provide a space because they can't necessarily work from home. So we bring them here, provide them with the equipment that they need. They'll have the everything that I would in a classroom, but we move it into a wide open space that we can sanitize, clean, and kind of monitor. And another reason why we have them in those larger spaces that we can watch is because if they run into a snag with the technology or need some support of some nature, we're able to jump in that way. So we always have them nearby to another staff member, whether it's a clerical staff, administrative staff, so that we can pinch hit in a moment if we need. But they're we provide them the link that the teachers set up so that they can get in on the Zoom lesson or the Google Classroom lesson. They can provide the same instruction. And we're really blessed to have some great guest teachers. I have some that I've worked with for several, that have come over the 5 years that I've been here, plus the time I was at Page. And they're really reliable and hardworking. And so we'll set them up with the Chromebook, with the document camera, with all the things they need, get them going. And then, of course, we just have somebody nearby in case they run into if they run into a glitch with you never know when there's going to be a power glitch of some sort.
Right.
Or if a student's having trouble logging in, we've had a couple of issues where students would have a stray, their Chromebook would show a black screen for some reason because maybe they haven't updated their browser, and so the guest teacher might not know how to do that, but we have someone that does, so that way we can kind of run interference to get them the assistance.
Okay, well, thank you for giving that little synopsis of what's going on with guest teachers and so forth, and I think you got some great things going on here. I do want to share that one of your alumni is currently working with my office, and Mary Perry and Jan and I, we're all working on the Goldfish Bowl presentation, and Renee, one of your alumni, is working directly with another student from Palm Desert High School in making that video. So that's going to be available to the public on the 16th of December. So I just want to let you know that.
And Renee is one of my stars from Impact. I mean, he's phenomenal. That's where I learned some of the video skills that I'm using to do the broadcast now. He helped me learn how to get up to speed on some of this and how to do some of the editing on YouTube and all of that.
Oh, no, it's amazing what we're all advancing within our technology and streaming days now with the pandemic and so forth. But I love how it's pushing us. Definitely pushing us. Definitely. Well, Mr. Lawson, thank you for taking the time to join us this morning. Like I said, I wanted to come over and highlight the great things going on with your meal distributions. Your ladies here are working hard. I know the whole staff is working hard with education. Is there any last thing you'd like to say to our families who are watching?
I just appreciate our families so much. Our kids, I have the most loving families and kids. I had a group of them. Some of the kids even made me a little Christmas tree and put their pictures on the ornaments.
Very nice.
Since I don't get to see the kids every day, I see them on Zoom on their cameras when their cameras are on, but it's just not the same. So now I can look at this each day and see all those little smiling faces. But the families have been so supportive, and it's great that they're coming out regularly for the meals. They're keeping in touch. They're checking in on Parent View and checking in on our webpage and our social media. So I really appreciate the connection with my families here in Indio.
Well, thank you, Mr. Lawson. You have a great day, and I love that you took the time to join us. And please know that I'll be back to visit again.
Oh, thank you. We look forward to it. Have a great one out there. Enjoy visiting with our ladies.
You got it. We'll see you later. Thanks. So that's great information from Mr. Lawson, close friend of mine who was my mentor here in Desert Sands, my first principal I ever worked for as an assistant principal. But we're here over at Indio High School. As he shared, we're anywhere from up to 700 to 1,000 meals every Monday and Wednesday. We've got our ladies working outside here of the gates in the loop. I'm close to the school so I can have the Wi-Fi connectivity. That's why it kind of looks like I'm caged back here. But no, we have our nutritional services team here from Indio High School that is working hard to get the meals out. As I shared, every Monday and Wednesday, they're available from 7 to 9:30. And it's actually I call it the Clinton Corridor. Right along Clinton here, we have all the elementary schools, and then you have over off of Miles, you have the middle school, and you can get the meals here from any of those school sites. But please know, I did learn something that the secondary meals, so middle school and high school, do get a little bit different meal than the elementary school, just a tad bit different. But feel free to come to any of those, 18 and under. We hope you can come grab those. But this is Sean Webb, your Director of Community Engagement and the Foundation, reporting from Indio High School. And we'll be on tomorrow morning on Classroom Conversations. We've got a couple things going on. Going to have Dr. Farrah Meadows come on, ASB advisor, to talk about the Spirit Week for all of Desert Sands. And then we're also going to have a student from La Quinta High School come on to talk about another Public Service Academy drive that they're doing over at La Quinta. Got to love that. And I want to encourage any students and families that are watching right now and teachers that are watching, if your class, if you have a student, if you have a program, if you have a club that is doing something, you need some community involvement, please contact me and we'll go ahead. We'll have you on with Classroom Conversations. We will even do a special show just for you guys to highlight what's going on. In addition, next Thursday, the 17th, we are partnering with the Health and Wellness team here over at Desert Sands, and Sue Ann Block and her whole team and Laura Fisher are going to come on to talk about health and wellness in the desert, as well as opportunities within Desert Sands, as well as opportunities within the community. And we want to make sure that people are well aware of those opportunities that are available during these times, especially when we're going to take 2 weeks off with the winter break coming up. But we will go ahead and sign off. I want to remind people, CAMFest is tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll hope to see you on. We got the next video coming up. And before we sign off, I want to go ahead and make sure we play the verb. You guys have a great day.
Join us for the 4th Annual Children's Art and Music Festival, CAMFest, hosted by Desert Sands Educational Foundation. Tune into this virtual event nightly at 6, Sunday, December 6th through Saturday, December 12th on the official CAMFest website, Facebook, or YouTube channels. To watch our students grades K through 12 express themselves through art, music, dance, theater, film, and videography. Visit officialcamfest.org for details and donation opportunities. Don't miss CAMFest Goes On.